Well, for the final time this year, Rob Kendall, along with Tyler Bless, the head coach of the Plainfield Quakers. Coach, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you, Rob?
Doing good. Obviously, we do this each year. We hope it's a little later than this each year, but we kind of put a bow on the season with a final coaches show. So let's kind of, first of all, before we put a recap on the season, let's go back to Friday night. Man, you guys just ran into a very good Decatur Central team, and they've been good all year. And man, they're just tough.
Yeah, kudos to those guys. That's probably the best that we've seen them on film the last, 2 years. And unfortunately for us, we probably picked a bad night to have a bad night. We didn't really have our typical mojo on all three phases, and unfortunately they did, and they have the right to keep playing. And concludes our season, but very proud of our young men for all the things they've done this year, all the things they accomplished, and be happy to talk about that now if you'd like.
Yeah, so kind of take us through what's it like after a game like that. Obviously, you guys had a great year, 8-2, another phenomenal season, one of the best regular seasons, certainly in the recent history of the program. What is the conversation with the kids like after a ball game like that?
A little bit of what I just said, kind of we picked a bad night, and they had a good night, and don't really always have the answers on why that happens or why that is. Unfortunately, uh, instead of for like six teams in the state of Indiana, there's everyone's season kind of ends like that, where you have really good seasons or you have really good runs in the tournament, and you just kind of run into a team that's better than you, and that concludes your season. For us to go 9-2 and to do the things that we were able to do and prove people wrong week in and week out, those were the things that we mentioned on Friday in the team huddle. Obviously, thanking our 22 seniors that sacrificed a lot, have played a lot of football together. You feel sorry for those guys because for a good chunk of those young men, that's the last time they're going to put on helmet and shoulder pads. And football is different than any other sport. It's not one of those rec leagues that you can play in your 50s and get up and down the court like basketball. But I think that's what makes special, or that's what makes football so special, is that you get a short amount of time to play it, and when it's over for a high school kid or a college player or an NFL, like it's it. And it's sad, but it's one of those things you look back on and it's like, man, that was a hell of a time, and you're glad that you signed up for it and you did all the stuff it took for you to be successful. So those were the things that we mentioned to our team Friday night.
You should talk with your dad about this, about how you process this as a coach, because obviously it's a year-round endeavor for you guys now. It's not just hey, we start in the summer and then we end in the fall. It's a year-round endeavor. So kind of as a coach, how do you process it? How long do you take before you kind of get back in the swing of things and get ready for next year?
Yeah, I mean, Saturday morning was kind of weird. You're sitting at home, and I think I sat still for maybe about 5 minutes with a cup of coffee. And I was like, I got to get up and I got to do something. So, um, you know, being a football coach, you're away from your family a lot. So I got to spend some time with my wife and our two boys. Just kind of hung out with them. We watched some college football, but really just um, you look back on the season, and not necessarily the one night that was bad. You know, we did things this year that I don't think anybody probably thought we could do. And even the kids in our program really thought that until like really the things started rolling. So you look back on that like on a Saturday and a Sunday. By the time school rolls around on Monday, it just is a weird feeling because those kids are ready to go usually, and they're looking for the next game plan. They're looking forward to the next opponent, and that unfortunately just wasn't there this Monday. So we take some time to let the kids kind of collect their stuff, collect their thoughts. I try to be respectful of their time and what they've done, kind of give them their bodies time to rest. We've got a couple kids that obviously move into winter sports, and that's always encouraging for those young men. But we'll start having player meetings with our captains and then our seniors, and then I'll get into underclassmen and assistant coaches, and there's plenty of things to do on the to-do list for a football coach. But right now it's kind of like one of those weeks where I think you just are appreciative of the things you were able to accomplish. You give a lot of love out to your kids that aren't playing football anymore for the last time, and you show them a lot of respect and love because of what they did for us.
Yeah, let's thank our sponsors one final time who made our broadcast possible all year long. Remax Centerstone, Julia Burbridge, Ganell Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT Indy, Ryan Grimes, I-70 Wrecker Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crest Point Real Estate, Chris Pearson Sell with Jones and Stewart Home Group, and Ellis and Associates. So obviously, like we said, 8-1 regular season, 1-1 in the postseason, 9 wins. It's sort of weird because you say, well, if you just said at the beginning of the year you're going to have 9 wins, you're going to say that's a heck of a year. But you do have to be a little disappointed because this team played so well all year long.
Yeah, I mean the thing that I think was really frustrating on Friday night was our inability to kind of get something going on offense. We didn't put our defense in good positions. They jump out to a 15-0 lead. They get a field goal, I think, in the second quarter. It's 18-0 at halftime, but we were able to get stops right there in the second quarter with Ty White's 2 interceptions. Uh, um, but unfortunately, we just weren't able to get anything going in our run game. We're not going to leave the girl that we brought to the dance for 11 straight weeks and start airing it out and throwing the ball. We tried to. We tried to get some stuff going. That didn't work either. So it's one of those things where it's frustrating. And then some of it is, you just run into a good team that was kind of clicking on all cylinders on offense, defense, and special teams. So that was frustrating. But you look back on the things that we were able to do for really, I guess, 10 of the 11 weeks was our ability to play complementary football. Our defense created 21 takeaways this year. Our offense only gave the ball up 6 times. So that's a plus 15 on the turnover differential, which in high school football, in my opinion, is probably gives you a really good tale of what your record is. And for us being 9-2 and having that turnover differential be plus 15, extremely proud of our young men and our ability to have really good starts because of our special teams on kickoff returns or on punt returns to put us in, a scoring position on offense.
Yeah, this is our 17th year of broadcasting Plainfield football, and this is always a weird show to do because it's like, that's it. I mean, the high school football season goes by so fast.
Yeah, it goes fast, and then you start looking at like games from week 1 and week 2, and it's like, man, that was 100 years ago. But it really I always say, like, once you get into conference play, um, that's when the season really picks up, and it's like Groundhog's Day after that. So the fact that it's mid-November right now is still amazing, but that's what happens sometimes in life. Things go by really fast.
All right, so as we put a kind of bow on the season, just kind of closing thoughts by you to the seniors, the kids, as the team as a collective, anybody you really want to talk to. That's kind of why we do this show, to put a bow on the season, give you as the head coach the final couple thoughts. Anything you want to definitely make sure that different people know.
Yeah. One of the things that I think a lot of teams do at the end of their season is obviously they have equipment collection day. And on top of that, we allow our seniors to kind of what we call senior talks and give them the opportunity to give some words to the underclassmen or to give thanks. And we did that yesterday. And the 22 seniors that suited up for us this season said really good things because of the things that were said in June and July and the off-season training of like playing for each other, being where your feet are right now, not looking ahead to college, not looking ahead to what your recruiting is going to look like for college football. I think our seniors really embraced the trust, love, commitment that our program stands for and stands on, because at the end of the day, our ability to win 9 games wasn't because we had a plethora full of Division I athletes. It was because we had a lot of love and care for each other. That they knew this is probably the last time that XYZ is going to play football. So I'm going to give it my all because I'm an underclassman and that kid has given me everything as a teammate. I think that's what's probably the most special thing about this group and probably the group of seniors is that, on paper, they don't shine. There's not 4 stars or any stuff like that. It's just, they're kind of a blue collar group of men that are going to go off in the rest of their lives and be successful because one, they care about it. And 2, they show interest for others to make sure that everybody feels like a family. And I think that's really a proud thing to say as a head football coach is like, you have a vision of what you want it to be, but we don't get to play any snaps. It's the kids that do the hard work. but for them to buy into my vision and to our coaching staff's vision of playing for each other and really playing to win and playing to our strengths, I think was evident week in and week out for us to be able to go 9-2 and to win conference for the first time in 14 years with this group of guys, especially our seniors, is a very satisfying thing to say. And I think, again, I'm still new to this, but I think we're heading in the right direction. I think we got the right guys on the boat. I think our parents are bought in. I think our coaches are bought in. Everybody in the community understands what we're trying to accomplish. For the underclassmen, we give them a couple of weeks off, and then we get back to work in December and get to do it all over again. So it's bittersweet, but you kind of have that motivation to okay, let's see what we can do with next year's group and to accomplish more things that we'd like to set our goals a little bit higher year in and year out.
Yeah, again, thank you to all our sponsors this year: Remax Centerstone, Julia Burbridge, Canal Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT, Indy, Ryan Grimes, I-70 Record Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crest Point Real Estate, Chris Pearson, Sell with Jones, the Stewart Home Group, and Ellis and Associates. We couldn't do this coaches show or the games, of course, without them. Well, Coach, we always appreciate being able to be a part of Plainfield football. It's been 17 years now. Every year just gets better than the one before. It was just a really, really great year. What a really great team. And man, best of luck in the winter, and we'll look forward to seeing you sometime next summer.
Yeah, and thank you for what you do for us and promoting our young kids and obviously the hard work that goes into it. The parent club, the quarterback club that we have, the sponsorship that you provide for us and their businesses goes a long way. So we appreciate everything that you do for us, and we'll have that preseason coaches show in July before you know it.
We'll look forward to it, Coach. Have a great winter. We'll talk to you in 2025.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Rob.